It's history. It's football. It's dinosaurs. Hey, it's Mr. H. It's Planet Earth. Welcome to Friday, man. Hope you had a fantastic week. Mine just kept crawling by, man. I think it actually ran in reverse a couple times. But hey, we finally got here. We got everything done. So all is well. Usually I try to stay away from current events. Try to do the history thing. But, current events is history in slow motion because it's going to be history in about 30 seconds, right? So I was looking around and there's been some weird stuff going on this last month, man. Starting off here with Syria. Ever hear about the dustbin of history, that phrase you always hear? There it is. Your friend Assad. He is in the dustbin of history. Yep, the entire country, his authoritarian regime collapsed around him. The rebels overran the entire country. He made a run for it to Moscow. I read somewhere that he was stewing around depressed in the $13 million mansion he has there. Yeah, must be a rough life there, dude. I guess he's working at Burger King or something. So, Syria just kind of went right down the drain. Some people saw it coming. They weren't sure the whole thing would collapse, but yeah, once it fell down, it came down pretty fast. There's our friend Assad. Better view of him. You can tell he wasn't very popular. As you see them ripping down the old Syrian flag with I don't even know what that is. It's not even a wrench, not a crowbar. I don't know what that is. But they're ripping it down. So they're not very happy about the guy. Well, he's gone now. So what happens next in Syria? That's a good question. Well, you can tell that they didn't like him. There's the old Syrian flag about to get crushed by the falling statue. We've got a new Syrian flag. So what goes on when you overthrow a long-term dictator? And actually, his old man ran the show before he did. Yeah, and the old man was a real SOB, and well, he was trying his best, but you know how it goes. Not as good as the old man. The old father-son business. Always request the father if you can, right? So the old man had been running it since 1970. He died in 2000. Yeah, the son's been doing it since 2000. Well, 2004 had to shut down the business here. So what's going to happen next in Syria? Well, when it comes to Middle Eastern revolutions, this is the phrase that always pops up. New boss, same as the old boss. Yep. Now this guy, Mohammed Julani, he's with a group called HTS. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it right. Haras Sum Assam, something like that. It's got some Islam, Al-Qaeda roots to it as well. So far, everything seems calm, but you know how this goes in the Middle East. Now, he led this resistance. There are a ton of groups got behind HTS because they had a common enemy, Assad. So now Assad's gone, and who's on top of the pile? HTS. So now they might be coming after him. They've also got problems with the Israelis, the Turks, the Kurds, all sorts of stuff happening. So maybe they've got an enemy to unite against, but we'll see how this guy goes. And if Middle Eastern history is any guide, new boss, same as the old boss. Here's what's going on in Syria. Now, this red stuff is what Assad used to own. Right, he used to have this. Now it belongs to the rebels. The whole thing collapsed pretty fast within a week. So rebels have this and that. U.S. forces over here. Turkey is involved in all of this. Some people think they're trying to bring back the Ottoman Empire. They've got their own, rebel groups they've been backing. And this stuff here in the yellow is the Kurds. So we might have a continuation of the Syrian civil war. Never know what happens here with Julani here because he might not get a chance. And the most troubling part of all are these things out here. Yeah, these are remnants of the Islamic State. Remember those guys back in 2015 burning people alive in cages? Yeah, they're still around. And this guy used to have some kind of link with them. So keep an eye on Syria, man. It might get really interesting and not in a good way. Hey, another guy in the way out is Justin Trudeau. I've never liked Justin Trudeau. I thought he was just, what's the word I'm looking for? Hose bag? Yeah, he's a lot worse than that. He's just not a good person. I can understand why the Canadians might have elected him in 2015 because they didn't know anything about him. Another guy riding on the coattails of his old man. But, yeah, he's just not a good leader. Canada's economy is in complete disarray. The people are still upset about some of the COVID stuff that happened up there. And the reason I don't like Trudeau is because, first of all, he's not genuine. He's kind of two-faced, and his favorite tactic is to insult people and run away, literally. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the trucker convoy thing up there in 2022, but what did he do? Instead of going out to meet them and talk to them, since, they're the leader and it's supposed to be a democracy, he calls them names and runs away. And then he did the same thing in Parliament. He referred to a member of Parliament who is with a Jewish name and referred to her as a Nazi and literally ran away through the doors. If you're the Speaker of Parliament, you slam the door shut, you tell them come back and apologize. I don't care if you're the Prime Minister, I'm the Speaker of Parliament. If you don't do it, yes, you will be let out in handcuffs. Yep, they do have the authority to do that. But I don't know what's up with Canada's Parliament, but they seem to be coming around now. Looks like he's up for a vote of no confidence. How did this whole thing happen? Well, see this lady over here? This is Chrystia Freeland, the Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. She's not that great a person either. So it turns out she has to give a budget report, and they're $60 billion in the hole. I know, by U.S. standards, who would notice, right? But yeah, so he again was going to dump it on her, and she decided no and resigned. Then he tried to dump it off on the industry minister, and he resigned on the spot. So it looks like it's up to you to deliver the bad news that you're responsible for, Justin. So nobody likes this guy. He's running a minority government, which means the Liberal Party of Canada does not have 50%. It's held together by coalitions, and these coalitions are starting to come apart. He's got less than 50%. They're going to do a no confidence vote in January because I guess everybody wants to go somewhere for Christmas. Meanwhile, nobody likes him. Even his own wife left him. See this lady here? Yeah, she's just zoned out. And no one's paying attention to anything the Trudeau government is saying. This guy looks like Dan Aykroyd. He's zoned out thinking about something else. And this lady, I can just see by her expression, she's wondering how these two idiots still have a job. Parliamentary system for you. Well, you know what they say about democracy. It's the worst form of government on the planet, except for all the others. See, there we are. Run away for 6 weeks. Bad news, run away. Hope somebody else can fix it. Sorry, man. Time for you to go. Should have been gone a long time ago. About 10 years is about normal for a Canadian Prime Minister. It's been around since 2015. Yep. Time to pack up your stuff and go. Lots of nice Airbnbs for you to hang out in while you contemplate the rest of your future. Maybe this mess gets cleaned up too in 2025. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. This is Russia, Ukraine. This thing is so complicated. They're talking about some kind of peace deal where the Russians keep these 4 obelisks over here. They don't have states or provinces. They call them obelisks. And Crimea. I mean, this thing's already gone. So the sticking point is I think they want to put some kind of peacekeeping troops of Europeans over here. They don't want that because part of the reason is this war for happening because they don't want Ukraine joining NATO, and that would be a de facto NATO thing. So I don't know. If Putin doesn't go for it, the war keeps going, and Ukraine is not going to win. So, they might just cut a deal as best they can and maybe try and get on with their lives. So it's got really complicated, and we don't live there. That's why we're very happy to be living over here. Hey, what's this thing? Yeah, the alligator gar. Yeah, a lot happier, right? Yep, this exists. This is not a fake picture or anything. The alligator gar is a large predatory fish, ambush predator. Eats smaller fish, waterfowl, anything smaller than it is. And it's all over the rivers of North America. It's been around for 100 million years. You just tell by looking at this thing, it's a living fossil, right? 100 million years, maybe further back. How do we know this? Because I saw it on Wikipedia. No. Saw a fossil of this thing. This fossil is sitting in Kansas. So 3 things I noticed about the alligator gar. 1, it's pretty big. All right. 2, it's got some nasty looking teeth. And 3, look at these scales, man. Yeah, it's like chainmail. You can't get through this stuff. So imagine T-Rex, I guess, crush its way through. But other predators, yeah, like an alligator, maybe a crocodile, it'd be very hard to bite through it. And not only are these things overlapping, right? You can tell that guy's pulling it out there with a rope. Got these serrated edges. So if you grab this, yep, just like this guy, you can cut yourself. So there we are, the alligator gar. This thing is clearly a creature from another time. Look at that bill. Look at the teeth. This is a very vicious kind of animal. I don't like when people haul stuff out to eat them, but let's get real. Animals, humans, they've been killing each other for about 3 billion years now and eating them. So, cycle of life, I guess. And the alligator gar, it is not endangered in any way, shape, or form. Plenty of those guys all over the place. I don't think they've ever attacked a human being, at least not on purpose. Maybe you got your feet hanging off a dock and it thinks it's something else maybe, but Yeah, they usually don't go after human beings. Human beings, on the other hand, have no problem going after them. Steelers, we're headed to Baltimore. Not an easy place to play. Why? You know, every time we play there, it seems to rain, all right? And it's tough to play in a place where you think they're breaking into your car. I mean, it's always kind of tough. So the Ravens are actually favored by a touchdown. 6.5 is the spread I heard. I think they're forgetting we've beaten the Ravens 4 times in a row now. So now, why are they thinking that maybe Baltimore is going to win this thing? Well, we did beat them last time, 18-16 over here in Pittsburgh. But it was all field goals, remember? Yeah, Boswell's our guy this year. If the Steelers can start reaching the end zone more often, okay, we will probably go a lot further. On the other hand, as long as you score more than the other guy, hey, it's a win. And this guy, number 6, that's Patrick Queen. He used to play for the Ravens last year, so you can see he's happy. Getting back at his old team. Usually they don't hold a grudge against their old team. It's just something the media likes to hop up for ratings. It's just business, right? Steelers offer more, he's headed there, right? Now, how's this game going to turn out? Steelers at 10-3, didn't do so good in Philly, but we still won a playoff berth. Now we're fighting the Ravens for the division. And after the division, you start fighting for home field throughout the playoffs. This is going to be a tough game. Steeler-Raven games are always tough. They're usually decided by, by less than one score. That's not unusual. They played each other, I think, 62 times, and 40 times is less than, 10 points. Pittsburgh usually wins. Like I said, we've got the advantage in the series. We won 4 in a row. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens quarterback doesn't do very well against the Steelers. We have 2 pretty good quarterbacks here. Russell Wilson didn't do so good in Philly, but maybe he'll rebound. And Justin Fields is pretty good, so feeling pretty good about this. If we get that run game going, especially in rainy weather, you can win this game. And it doesn't matter if our passing game stinks, our running game stinks, or the whole team stinks, because Mr. H will always, always go with his Steelers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my book, Heaven Steel, when you have a chance. Be a nice present for Mr. H. And if you don't like it, you always re-gift it to somebody. So you guys have yourself a fantastic day, and I will talk to you next time. Das vidanya.